Hi, welcome. Simon here, and I hope you're doing well. In this video, I'll be doing a screen replacement on an iPhone 10, or you can say iPhone X. Alright, let me go ahead and turn off the phone here. As you can see, the top left corner is cracked, so we'll be replacing the entire screen, and this is the full assembly, meaning that the Retina display, the LCD, with the digitizer, the glass is pre-built as one full assembly, so we'll be replacing the entire part of it. Alright, the first thing I need to do is to get myself the pentalobe P2. Pentalobe P2 is to remove the two bottom screw here. If you're not sure where to buy the tools and the replacement screen, please check down in the link description below. What I'll do is I'll link it where it directs you to either Amazon or eBay, where you can find that replacement tools or the replacement screen. Here I'll be using a metal prying tool. What I'm trying to do is to stick in between the glass and the base of the phone. You need to get below the plastic, so I'm not sure if you can see it. There is a glass, there is a plastic between the plastic and the metal base of the phone. That is where you want to get in between that. Alright, once you get in between, I'm holding it as I'm cutting all around the edge of the phone. There is adhesive seal. That seal is to prevent the phone from prevent water or dust from getting into the phone. So you actually need to cut the seal up, right? Cut that adhesive seal in order for you to open up the phone. All right, once you have done that process, just flip the phone to your right, holding it at 90-degree angle. The next is to get yourself the Y screwdriver or the Try screwdriver, because we're going to remove all these screws here. The third screw in the middle center here is a lot longer compared to the rest of other screws. So when you're removing the screws, try not to match the screws. Make sure you know where the positions are so that you can put the screws back together. And at the very end here, right behind that flex cable, there's another screw. So you need to remove that screw. Okay, right at this corner right here, there's another screw. Remove that, and that screw is somewhat in the middle range of the length. The next step is to go ahead and remove the bracket. This metal bracket should come right off, so go ahead and remove it. Now the next step is to get yourself a plastic prying tool. This is my plastic prying tool. What I'm going to do is to disconnect this cable right here, and which is the third from the bottom, first, second, third, and that would be the battery connector. Okay, once you have disconnected the battery connector, let's go ahead and disconnect this flex cable. The second from the bottom, that is for your screen, and the one here on the right is for your digitizer. Once you have disconnected that, let's go ahead and go from the top down, first, second, and third. This is the one that you need to disconnect. That is for the front proximity sensor, including the ear speaker and the camera. No, not the camera, the ear speaker and the proximity sensor. Now there is a little tape here. It's taping not on the base, but it's taping onto a second flex cable. So do not pull or yank that cable, because you do not want to break it. All you have to do is just gently separate that tape right there. It's just a tricky thing that Apple does, hoping that you break it. Wow, this one is really stuck. Wait a second, did I disconnect the wrong one? I think I did. It's probably this one right here, the second, not the third. I'm sorry. So let's recap again. There is a very sticky tape here. It's taping down on a flex cable onto another flex cable, right? So make sure you do not break or yank that cable. And this is the sticky tape right there. Now, I did say it was coming from the third. Actually, it's not. It's coming from the second, the one in the middle. That is for the proximity sensor in the front. The ear speaker and the proximity sensor. All right, so to move on, we're using the tri screwdriver. We're going to remove the screw here. There are 3 screws in total, and the one on the top right, it comes with a little metal piece right there. As you can see, that metal piece, I think, is the grounding reason. So make sure you save it, because we're going to transfer it to that new screen. At this point here, what we're trying to do is to dig out the entire plastic, because the new screen does not come with the bracket. I don't see the bracket here, and the old screen has the bracket that is holding down position of that proximity sensor. So we're going to dig all the way together with that bracket. So I want to come out the entire piece together. All right, there you go. We just remove the hole with the bracket as well. The next step is to go ahead and transfer it to the new screen. While I'm holding it down, have the bracket that goes back in. Align the position, looks good to me. And what I'm going to do is get my screwdriver, the tri screwdriver, and have the screw to go back onto the proximity sensor. So let's go ahead and do it. This is the top left corner. The screws are really tiny and small, so be patient and take your time. Okay, remember I was telling you the bracket on that part right there. So you actually need to position it first. I'm not having much of a luck here. It's so hard to work with. Imagine the worker that have to assemble this in an assembly line. Hundreds and thousands of this phone has to be assembled every day, and your job is to put that little tiny thing together. That would be a very difficult job, I would think. right, finally I got it in. Perfect. So the next step is to reconnect all the cable. They are just like Lego, so all you have to do is position them, and do not force it in. Make sure you have the flex cable, the connector, aligned properly on top of the phone, and then just press it down. Okay, you should not force all the way in or press too hard on that. Okay, once you have connect everything together with the battery connector as well, the next step is to have the bracket to go on top, and go ahead and put the screw back in. Remember, the third screw is the longest. And the one on the very top is somewhat hidden behind the flex cable. Okay, and what you want to do is you want to align the top first, kind of slide it in. Okay, and then just crunch it down. And try to power up the phone. And do not forget the 2 screws here at the very bottom. Alright, once you have done with that process, and you should be able to use your phone just as normal. Alright, I hope this video is helpful. And again, I just want to do a quick reminder, if you're not sure where to find the replacement screen and the tools, please check down in the link description below. And if you do find this video is helpful, please smash the like button for me. And if you haven't subscribed, please feel free to subscribe. I really do appreciate you for subscribing it and liking the video. Alright, wish you all the best in your repair, and off I go.